tell you me once it. Let me tell you how much that I love you. You found me no search. It's like you knew that inside I was hurting. I was so young, said no chance, but you gave me a shot at a romance. I feel like you were like an angel sent to bring me life. Now that I'm with you, me one say that me love you, that me love you, that me love. Hey, me no go one day wonder. What up, my baby, that me love, that me love. And I dance and sing and I sing because you make my life complete. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I can't believe that this is for me. Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah. I can't believe that this is for me. Oh yeah. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. It's for me. Shut up, 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 shut up. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. It's for me. I've never felt this way. So when they ask us, say, oh yeah, we're going all the way. So me, we happy love you all the time and things. Sometimes I wonder if the thing could cut us under, to get under. I know, but your love in my life control that. I laid out my life this way. Do anything to make you stay. All of the blessings they come my way, and all the bad things they turn away. Sometimes life is such a scare. Your love gives me the strength to bear. Oh, shut up. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. It's for me. Shut up, 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 shut up.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, it's for me. I nails it. I'm telling you, every time I nail it on the head. I mean, can't nobody even sing it like I sing it. Even Hakeem can't do it, and that is Hakeem's song. I mean, for me. Greetings and gratitudes, motherfuckers. Hey, 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 motherfuckers. Hey, motherfuckers. How are y'all doing? Greetings and gratitudes, motherfuckers. Well, we are here tonight for a special occasion. This young lady reached out to me Saturday, and we set this up today to take place, and I'm going to bring her on. But before I do, I have some ground rules, okay? Um, I ask that this young woman is respected, okay, and that we hold our thoughts and opinions to ourselves, and we give her the most utmost respect that we give over here at A Walk with the Ancestors. Okay, so without any further ado, let me go on to bring on Miss Lagena Gold.
Hi.
Hey, greetings. How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I am well. I am well. So, this is kind of a long time coming. I don't know if you know that or not. It's a long time
Yeah.
coming. The first time I interacted with you was because Jaguar Wright called me one rising and wanted me to speak to you. You remember that?
Not really. She just had, from what I heard, it was like negative things about you. So I didn't know you didn't want to talk to me. It was just different from
Oh,
her end.
okay. Understood. Okay. So,
Yeah.
you reached out to me via Miss Genesis Saturday.
Yeah.
Tell me why you reached out to me.
She had shown me the Baten video, and then I do feel spirits around too. So I felt his presence, and then what you was describing is sometimes what I feel too. So I felt like he was accurate, and it would be you talking to the spirits, and I feel like that's the goal for me. I feel like you
Okay.
were accurate in that end. So,
Okay.
and then
So you have seen some of my work.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. All right. Well, I always give a speech, and I first let me say gratitude for saying that about my session with Batin and Miss Genesis.
yeah,
So, I always give a kind of a speech before I begin. Okay. And so that's what I'm going to do because I know that you are new to me. I take what I do very
Yeah.
seriously. And so I'm going to give you my speech and we're going to jump on into it. Okay. So, first of all, my
Okay.
name is Quatita Dean. I call myself an ancestral interpreter. I simply interpret the information given to me by the ancestors. You may call them angels, guardians, or guides. I reference them as our loved ones crossed over into the spirit. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to say my prayer, my reverence, and we're going to dive into it. Okay.
Okay. Um,
Okay. All right. You nervous? You good?
yeah, I'm good. I'm good. How
Okay.
about you? How do you feel?
Okay. All right. So I'm just going to see what I pick up on. Okay. Now, when I do this work, Lagena, I hear names. So it's either going to be the name or the initial to the name they're trying to get me to. Okay. And it doesn't mean
Okay.
that the person that I'm speaking of doesn't mean that they're passed away or crossed over. They can still currently be living, but we're acknowledging for some reason. Okay. Um,
That's what's up.
I am aware that Lagena is not your biological name, but I'm going to call you that because that's what you go by. Okay. All right.
Yes.
First, I want to understand, where does the D name come in for you? How do you connect with that D name, please?
D. Um, is it a guy like a?
Don't know if that's male or female, but I hear it, so I'm just going to acknowledge it. I know it's a D name, and I know it's connected to you.
I grew up with a guy named with a D, David. I'm not sure if that's it or
Okay.
um, but he's still living. So,
Okay.
well,
Is it five in your family, like siblings? Is it five of y'all?
um, the people I grew up with is David. Yeah, he's a brother, adopted brother. So,
Say it one more time.
um, David, as far as my adopted brother, yeah, him.
Oh, okay. So in total, your siblings that you grew up with is five of y'all?
The people I grew up with was more than five, but them he was the one I grew up with the longest because the same households the majority of the time.
Okay.
So yeah, if that sounds so.
Okay, understood. And then what's the braces? Who has braces? Who is the person that had the braces in the mouth?
Oh, I do know a girl. She do have her name do start with a D, and she do have braces. Probably Desiree, maybe.
Okay.
But
And
I
how do
didn't
you
grow up
know
with her
her?
as a sibling.
How do you know her?
I would say she was the first person I met in the family I grew up around. So I think she's the she was my original friend at first slash cousin.
Okay. So I want to understand something. Um,
Hmm.
did the abuse start like 12 or 13, or is that when the bullying started?
The abuse.
The abuse or the
Um,
bullying? Is that at 13 or 12?
I would say younger. I feel like as far as like getting whoopings and stuff like younger.
I
or
want to acknowledge, tell me why 12 or 13 is significant for you.
12 or 13.
See, there's two ages that stand out to me. That's the age of 12 and the age of 15. Okay. So this is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I know that there was bullying. Okay. I understand
Mm-hmm.
that there was bullying. I don't know if they came from inside of your house or if they came from school.
Um, you said 12. If I was 12 or 13,
Yeah.
I'm not sure because I feel like they was always name calling
Right.
the cousins. So I feel like maybe or did something because I also don't have memories. So I'm not sure if that might have been something that's blocked out or is it something that time I was supposed to remember or so. Hmm.
How familiar are you with my work?
I've seen a few videos that you did because I'm not trying to say too much because other people informed me that I did forget something. I'm not sure if it's when I was 12 or 13 or and if it was school, I did get into it with people, but I wouldn't say that was bullying. I feel like, but
What would you
because I
reference
did
it
hold my
as?
own down.
Was a lot of it your
Um,
skin complexion?
I didn't feel like that until probably high school or after high school a little bit, but but maybe it was her because they used to make jokes and stuff about everybody. So
Mm-hmm.
their form of time was to talk shit about people, and I didn't like it from them. That's why I stayed back from them. I don't know if that was that year or it wasn't more than that. As you said, 12 or 13.
Yeah. Oh, Lagena.
Hmm.
So listen, I'm never going to lie. I'm never going to hide anything. I'm always going to be very, very transparent. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, the ages of 12 and 15 stand out to me. And it stands out because one, there's something about your mom. And I mean your mother, your biological mother, the mother who birthed you, not
Hmm.
this whatever has been going on. I mean, the mother who birthed you that made you feel some sort of way. I need to acknowledge that. I also need to acknowledge the feelings of not being like everyone else or not feeling accepted inside of where I was or where I grew up. Okay.
Hmm. Yeah. As far as being in that grown up with them, I didn't feel accepted, or I did. I always felt like they treated me differently. But for as far as that specific time frame, them ages, I can't. I'm not sure. I do acknowledge that they was abusive. I do acknowledge that, but it was just as far as specific, like you want something for me to tell you something specific. I'm not sure what you want me to say.
Got it. No,
As
no, I don't
far-
want you to say anything. I just want you to like hear me and
Yeah,
whatever you understand, then you just let me know. Um,
yeah.
so I need to skip ahead to 21 and through 21, 22, and 23 years old. Okay. Um,
Okay.
Let me understand something, man. Is it sexual abuse? Was that too much for you to handle mentally?
I think I might have been. I'm not sure. They said it's something I forgot, so I'm not. It might have been that.
Who is they?
But
When you keep saying they, who is they?
my psychic or my tata and my babalao, they said it's something I forgot, and so I'm not sure. It could be possible. So, are you saying it happened when I was in that 12, 13, or was it 2021 or 2022? Or, I mean, that year? Or,
I feel like the sexual abuse happened younger, but I feel like around 21 through 23 is where the mental break started to happen. Now, let me say
mm,
this, because I got to be quite honest with you, because I'm not going to play any games. I'm not going to play any games whatsoever. I
mm-hmm.
do not believe that you have forgotten. Okay,
You said what?
I don't believe you have forgotten. Okay, um, I believe that
Then
your
I was just.
life, I believe that your life was very tumultuous. And it was a lot to handle. And I feel like there was a lot of mistreatment to where um, you did not want to belong in which the family in which you were with. And so I feel like things started to happen, as well as like bullying and some sort of like abuse, um, and unacceptance and feeling different. And so it feels like going into like 21, 22, 23 years old. I feel like there was something about going to school or going to college. So, did you enroll to college or did you actually go to college?
I went to a community college around that time, but as far as like sexual abuse, I don't remember because I would have just said no, I didn't get sexually abused, but I'm not sure. Um, I would say what evidence that I might have had it was when I had like a miscarriage, but I wasn't having. I had sex with one person, and that should have been the time frame because for I still had my period and stuff too, so it was unexplainable what happened.
What's
Why?
the age on that?
This was in 2014, so 2014, 2014, maybe 19, 20.
See, this is what I'm saying to you, love. There's a mental
Mm-hmm.
break that happened here. Um, I want to understand your mother. Is she somewhat the source of the mental infraction?
When I was younger, but you're not gonna believe me anyway. So as far as what happened to her, and then when I was very young, like with Nana, um, I was saying wavering.
Because
Because
I feel like
literally she's my mom. So
all of these things, I'm talking about your biological mother, your real mother. I'm not talking about this whole Aaliyah fictitious thing. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about your real mother, your biological mother. Because I feel like you were left alone a lot. I feel like that there was parental out of the house. I feel like there was some sort of like mistreatment or neglect going on right there. And it not
mhm.
necessarily, what is it? Yeah.
I'm agreeing. Yeah, that happened.
hmm and I feel like the unacceptance and the bullying in and out of the family um, caused some things to happen, and it may also have been triggered by the miscarriage or the pregnancy or whatever that is. It may be triggered by that, but it feels like around that time of going to college and not feeling seen or accepted, and then I feel like there was a period of trying to grow and to be seen and to be accepted, which is what led you into this um, dysfunctional reality. Okay. So listen, I'm aware that you're aware that Aaliyah and R. Kelly are not your parents. I'm
I'm
aware that
aware that they are,
I'm aware
and
that you're aware. I'm not going to play that game. I'm aware that you're aware that they are not. I am
I'm aware
aware
that they
because
are.
this is one of the things that
Is it because they're celebrities, you don't feel it,
because
or
they're
it
not
just?
your parents, and you're aware that they're not your parents.
But I remember them being it, and I feel like they are.
No, you created that.
I created that Nana and them was my family. That's what
No,
happened.
you didn't accept that they were your family. Because
I actually
somewhere
did.
on the
Like I took.
inside you wanted to belong to something different, and becoming inside of um, the dysfunctionality of the love that you began to carry for Aaliyah and wanting her to be your mother is where you created that.
The, the thing is, I had the memories of her being my mom. I don't know, like because she's not to be mean or anything, because I didn't grow up around the generation where it was adoration. I just already knew who she was. And then after she died,
Say it again.
that's when I already knew who she was before, like before her name, like as far as her celebrity wise. And that's why I even knew her. As soon as I seen her on TV, I'm like, that's her, my mom. That was her. And as far as like, I'm not a fangirl. I'm not following to these celebrity hype things. I'm not doing any of that. It
But you
just,
are. This is just one of the things that you created to push yourself out there.
no, because thing is, I value the people I did grow up, even though they did treat me wrong. I would rather that they was than don't have to deal with the other ones. But this is my feeling. This is my memory. And like I said, I still need the proof. And I just had the DNA test saying, no, not my dad. And I would be able to, back in the day, I would swear that he was. But Zama, I still got to figure it out too. So I asked her for a DNA test. And then we can go live on air because it's just everybody on this now. So it is for me. I just know what I know and remember what I remember. I don't know if you can see it because what you're saying about your biological mom, she did leave me. She left me alone. She had a career. The thing with Zama, I wasn't really around her either. So I don't know if you can read
Who is
both
that?
there
Who is
or
that you call it? You said Donna or Zana?
Zama.
Zama.
Z.
Who is that?
Yeah, my adopted mom.
Your biological mom.
My adopted mom.
Your biological mom.
I don't know if you can feel. Can you read her or the sense if she is or not?
That's your biological mother, right?
No.
Are you not a twin?
No. I don't think no, he's not my twin. I'm always been bigger than him, taller than him. As far as when you say different age ranges, I believe that I'm 2 years older than what they told me.
But you're not, and you know that.
You know, I do spiritual work too,
What's
and
going to
I
be
also knew that
what's
it was
the
gonna
end?
happen this way too, but I
What's
still
the
came
end
here.
game? What's the end
There's
game
no
of
end
this?
game.
Like what after everything is said and done, then what's going to happen?
Like in my life, I
Yeah.
still want justice for my mom, Aliyah, and I still want to help other people that's in that
But you know
predicament as
she's
far
not
as in
your
the
mom.
music industry.
But you know she's not your mom.
I know she is.
You know she isn't.
It's because she
This
is
is
celebrity.
this
That's
is
why.
it has nothing to do with her being a celebrity. That's why I asked you if you knew who I was.
I've seen some of your videos. I've seen some.
Did you
But
see
I
the
feel
one
like
I did
you,
with her?
because I don't, I also know Monica, she's saying that the thing you said about 10 is accurate.
And I'm telling you, and what I'm saying about you is accurate.
So, Love Lila Halton, that's my biological name. I don't know if you could sense something other, because I also have verification from my psychic in my Tata. But, and then you also saying, oh, you remember getting sexually abused. Not at those ages, not that time. I don't remember ever. So if you're saying 12, 13, no, I didn't
I'm
remember
saying
ever getting
before
sexually abused.
then, but there's something about the age of 12, 13, 15, as well as 21 and 23. There's those ages stand out to me for some specific reason. Not
Do you
really
know why?
sure as to exactly like. So around 12 years old, right? I feel like
Hmm.
that is kind of where you started to understand that um, you were more than unhappy with your living situation. Okay. Um, and you also understood that like you wanted to be like seen. You understood then you were not being seen. You understood then that you wanted to do something to where you had attention. It feels like you were left alone a lot. And when I say that, I mean the parentals were not in the household the way that they should have been. I don't know if they were working or just out of the house. But I know that there are you and I want to say like 5 to 6 other people or children in the household. Okay. Um, I feel like the home life wasn't always so good, so kept. Okay. I feel like the mother, your mother, the woman you grew up with, I feel like she was not as attentive as she should have been. And I feel like there was something about her that made you feel different and unaccepted.
Or something about her, the one I grew up with.
Yes.
Um, I didn't know I loved her until like 2008 after her stroke. And I'm not trying to be mean about it, just because she wasn't there. And but when that happened, to seeing her in the hospital bed, I did feel away. I'm like, dang.
Mhm.
Um, she already lost. She couldn't be around kids anyway because she was on that. She lost parental rights, or she just couldn't be around kids. So I knew that already
Mhm.
because CPS, Child Protective Service, I said I couldn't see her, so I was accepting of that.
Tell
And
me why she lost the parental rights.
I remember, because the thing is, the age I remember her hitting his head, not her head, with the hammer, and in the car. The thing is, my so-called twin don't remember that night or the other one, but that's why I say I'm older than them, because I remember everything that happened that night, as far
You
as
remember
us
because you were
leaving.
traumatized. And that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying to you, which is why you don't want to belong to this family, which is why you have created this dysfunction.
I would rather belong to them, just because of some fact the whole what he did with the kids. I don't agree with that. But I also remember seeing him when I was younger, and Nana was there too.
You are very aware that Aaliyah Halton and Robert Kelly are not your parents.
And if it's when it's proven,
I don't need for it to be proven because this is what I
it's
do.
going to. It's going to one
And I'll
day.
wait for it and I'll wait for it. But you know, like I know that they're not your parents.
I know they are.
You don't. And I understand.
I
But
do.
let me say this because everyone has treated you like a child that is just have created a false narrative. And I'm not going to give you that because you're what, 31?
Well, I believe I'm 30 or about to turn 30, but the other age is only 27.
So the thing is this, you're not a kid. You're
I'm
very
not.
aware. You're not, and you're very aware. And you've tried multiple things to get yourself seen. And this is something that just so happened to
If I,
to be something that got you seen.
ma'am, if I wanted to be seen, I would have just done something
You
that's
did.
normal
You
to
did.
do without being
I did
ridiculed,
research on you. You did.
without being like,
You
I would have done
did.
like a normal thing to get viral,
You
a normal
did.
thing,
You did.
shake my ass or something, or a
You,
dater rapper or
you did a
a
lot of
singer. I
things
would have
to
done
go
that
viral, but none of those things worked.
for my protection.
None of those things worked.
No, I didn't do any of that. I don't have no internet. I don't do recordings of shaking my booty. I don't do things
I've
like that.
seen your
If I would have
recordings.
done it,
I've
I would have
seen some
just
of the things that you've done, and none of those things worked. What I'm saying to you is that's why I asked you why you wanted to do this, because someone should have told you that I'm not going to lie to you and I'm not going to allow you to come on and make a fool of my platform. You're very aware of
I'm
who.
not saying I feel like that you would meant not to cut you off or anything, but I feel like that you will be able to look in my energy and see it.
I am, and I'm
Even
telling
though
you.
I am spiritual like myself and I knew it was not gonna be ended the way, but I'm not gonna flaky. I'm not one to just try to back off because it don't go my way. It's not a way. I'm just trying to feel like maybe I'm just trying to see what happened to me if something happened to me. But then you saying, "Oh yeah, it's something you remember." I don't remember getting sexually assaulted as a kid. I don't remember that. Not even in my early 20s. I don't remember that. But you're saying that was something that you do remember, and I'm like, I don't remember. I would have just said it. But I thought you'd be able to talk about that. I don't know if you
There's a lot of
can't say who it
abuse.
is or who is it
There was a
from,
lot of
or
abuse. There was a lot of
are you saying
abuse.
it's from the name, or is it from who was it? Like,
Let me ask you a question. Why'd you choose that name?
because that's what you said. It was a D. So I'm just saying, okay, maybe it's put something specific from that, or is it because she had something to do with something, or is it him that did something to me, or is it like it's two D's? I don't know. Because you said it was a D name.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it dots or is it?
Okay. So listen, there was a lot of things that took place inside of your household from the time of ages. I believe it's between 3 to 5 years old is when some of the sexual abuse started, right? And then I feel like it progressed
Mm,
up. But you're saying you don't remember anything, but I also feel like that there was things sexually about you as well. Okay. Um,
something sexual from me.
mhm, 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 mhm. Yes. Um, and it is a lot. It is a lot, because I feel like you all were left to your own devices a lot, and so
Mm,
um, your innocence was taken long, long time ago. But the manipulation factor, it started probably between the ages of 7 and 10 and got really, really hectic around 12 to 13 years old. There were so many lies that was told. This is not just your first time doing things like this. You've lied a very, very long time. You're used to lying and manipulating, and I understand. But I'm just a person, I stand by what it is that they show me so I completely understand. Like this is just one of the many things that you've concocted and brought out in hopes to become seen. I understand that. I understand that. I'm not going to be like, oh, you're right. Maybe I missed. I'm not. I'm not. And I'm starting with the sexual and the abuse, um, because I believe that is the factor of why you're doing what you're doing.
Because you're trying to make it seem like I'm doing it because of clout, or I'm just, maybe I am broken out of reality. I'm not sure, because you're saying sexual abuse from whatever age, and I used to be able to say like, no, I didn't get touched, nor this didn't happen. But now you're telling me something different. Other people saying I forgot something terrible happened to me. I don't know, but I'm not. All this thing is because I'm my memories and what I feeling. I don't know if they just put me with other people and adults or something that got sexually assaulted or something, or I'm not sure. I'm still trying to find who I am and what happened to me in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I really don't know 100%. But I'm not on here for clout. I'm
When
on
did you
here
discover
for,
that you didn't know?
when did I discover I didn't
When
know,
did you discover that you didn't know?
as far as like
Like that you
being
don't
sexual.
remember things.
Oh, from my Baba Lao, because he said something happened to you that you forgot. And I'm like, what happened? And then my Tata, who's also in the Paulo Center, like Paulo, he's saying, oh, something terrible happened to you that you don't remember. So I'm like, what happened?
Do you have two sisters?
Two sisters?
Mm-hmm.
You only said two sisters, or?
I'm asking, do you have two? Are they younger than you?
Yes, but you don't believe that they're my sister. They're not, so yeah.
Okay, so I want to leave everything else to the side for just a moment because I want to look at something else. Um, what's the fire? Like, did someone set a fire? What's the fire?
Um. Oh yeah. So yeah, somebody did set a fire. The little girl I was raised with, yeah, she set a fire, or she set the brother, but I think it was her that had a lighter. But it's also somebody else that set a fire somewhere else. So I'm not sure if that's it too. So
So when you
is
say
it
the
a house
little
fire,
girl, you
or
mean
is it like a,
your little sister is the one who set the fire.
yeah? But David also set a fire somewhere too, and then the
David
house I
also
was
set
in
the
had
fire as well.
the next one. Yeah, it's a different. So I don't know which one.
Okay, got it.
Is it
And so I don't want to mispronounce her name again because it's is it Vama? What is it? What's her name?
Zama? It's almost
Z-
like Da, but
Zama.
Zama.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is it her mom that's
it's
crossed
two
over
girls
this
actually.
past?
No,
Who is the
no, her
grandmother?
mom's still alive.
Who is the grandmother that's
Her
crossed
grandma.
over?
Yeah,
No, no. Not her grandma. Let me understand something. Mm-mm. No, no. Either she has someone else that raised her like a mom, or you were also in a foster system with another woman that raised you.
can you can you say that again?
Okay. So either Zama has two moms, like someone else that raised her, or there's someone else that also raised you besides Zama.
She never Zama wasn't never raised with another woman. It was always her one mom. I didn't
Okay,
know this,
so were
but
you
me, I
raised by
was.
a second woman?
Yeah. Well,
Were you in the foster system?
I said I believe I was adopted, but um,
No, this would be no, because there's an older woman. I don't feel like this is your mom's grandma. I feel like this is like a grandmother, unless this is your father's mom, because this is a grandmother. Um,
is she alive or is she dead?
she's
The
crossed
woman.
over. She's passed away.
I wasn't like like because I know you don't want to say. So you said drop the my parents' situation. I wasn't raised by another woman. Like I've been with their households, different women's households, but they never passed yet. They didn't die yet. So as
Right.
far as
But so I'm
I
saying, were
can't.
you fostered to another household, or did you just stay with someone else?
I stay with a lot of different other people. So, but the women that prior to Nana, after living with him, the women I live with never died. So they still here.
Right. This is an older lady that would be like a grandmother. Um, where does that T name come in at?
T, 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 T.
I don't know if that's like Teresa or Trisha. It's a T, and I just want to understand who that is or where that person comes in at.
I'm not sure who the T name is. The only one I know is probably Tanya or anything, but she's young. She's not a grandma, and I didn't live with her. T, Tim,
Mm-mm. This is a T name. I need to understand. I know I heard you say something about somebody got hit with whatever hammer. This is something different, and I kind of want to connect this with something else. Like, unless this person was doing this a lot, like was somebody also hitting the head with like a pan or a pot or some kind of skillet? Like besides the hammer thing, who is the other person that would have hit somebody or got hit in their head with something? Because this is not a hammer, this is something else.
and she young. You said she's older, like at grandma age, or
That's separate. That is separate.
no?
I'm
Oh,
asking you this: who is the person that would have gotten hit or
with
hit?
a pan.
Yeah, like with something like a pan or a pot or
Gwendolyn, she got in a domestic violence dispute with her boyfriend at the time. That's what I can only remember. Somebody getting hit with a pan or something.
and who is that?
Gwendolyn,
And Gwendolyn is who?
the adopted sister, the older one.
Oh, the adopted sister.
Yeah, I'm
Where's
not
the
sure it's
T
her.
name? Okay, but where's the T name that connects with her?
Oh, she know. I mean, she know. I know of people that's related to her. That's like Tanisha or Tamika, or that'd be like her son's family. But I'm not sure. But they're not really grandma. I mean, well, I did live in that house before for a few months, so I'm not sure if that's it or.
Okay, understood. I so get it. I so get it. I so get it. There's a grandmother, and I don't know again and where she comes from, but I feel like she's on your mom's side of the family. But it could be your father. I feel like it's your mom's side. So now this is the thing.
Hello.
Yeah,
Oh,
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. It was like I was lagging for a second.
I'm sure you're going to disagree with what I'm getting ready to say, but because you reached out to me, I'm going to do my job because that's just what I do. You've stolen from people. You've done fucked up shit to people. Listen, I see straight through it. I see straight through it all. And I know
Are
that you're
you reading my energy?
I'm reading you, sister. Um, you've stolen from people, like you've stolen people's clothes and shit, like earrings. You've stolen their shit. You've stolen their things.
What? No, I haven't stole since a kid. Like I don't approve of that, like at all.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You have stolen from people. Um, and I know here recently you've tried to be good and make a difference because whatever, whatever. But this is the thing.
Recently.
You're very, very, very manipulative. And you like it feels like if we did interviews with people that were around you and grew up, everything that I'm saying to you would be validated.
Okay, I feel like maybe we should do interview with other people because the thing is, I've been around people like that, and I try to do my best to not be like that. I don't believe in stealing from them. I probably was like, as a kid, and I learned my lesson. I haven't done that since like after 2003. I always been the person that said, "What about karma? It's a sin to be still." I always been like that, so it didn't just happen like, oh, I don't want to be like. It didn't just happen recently. I try not to do those type of things, especially after 2004. So if you're saying that's me, and I'll be trying not to do that, and telling people around me not to do that, and that's why I grew up around, and I'm like, nah, and I get ridiculed or bullied for not being like them. So I don't, because I heard you said I was manipulated before. That's why I was hesitant to come because I'm like, really? But I'm like, I don't know. But as far as you calling me a thief and I haven't been stealing as an adult, I know. Even as a teenager, I don't believe in that. And I know you said, yeah, she's going to deny. I'm in denial. I don't know what energy you're reading, or I don't know. I feel like the people are around me that they was doing that. So if you interview theirs, you read them right. And I'm the one that try not to do it. They be like, oh, you're an angel, you think you're an angel, and I tried for a long time not to do that. I believe in God watching me. And I was a heavy Christian, so I'm like, that I should not steal. So I'm like, if it's taken from somebody else and that's not mine, I don't like to do that at all.
You stole from people. You've stolen clothes, you've stolen earrings, you've stolen their money. You've not really been nice to children growing up. When you were not that nice because of the shit that you were going through, the bullying, the
Really?
manipulation. Like
Are you reading me
you
right?
were over a few children. Now, I'm not gonna say that you were just a monster and no shit like that. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, like, I feel like you got the blunt of a lot of shit. Like shit was taken out on you, and because of that, I feel like you had a break, a mental break, um, and I feel like you have created a lot of different things, but because you know how to be manipulative, like you're two-sided because you know how to play this game, and so that's the energy that you want people to believe you come with, but you are dangerous. I want you to be better. I want you to get better. I want you to understand that this is not what it has to be.
The thing is, I'm not saying any of this because I don't believe in my own self. I genuinely believe that they are my parents. And I'm not going to stop until I'm proven wrong. As far as being stealing and stuff,
You're
if
saying
that
that
was getting,
because you don't want people to look at you and say that you're a liar. This is a part of
I
who you
don't,
are.
I'm not here to lie on a dead woman or to claim a guy that touched on kids. I'm not trying to do that. This is what I believe. And then as far as I got from last year, like before August of 2022, I would have believed Nana was my dad. I would have thought I was gonna end. I would have just believed all the stuff that happened. I would just accept it because I'm like, oh yeah, that's what families are. I didn't seek no violation from them because I know what type of person they are in life, so I don't really care what they do. I already know what I've experienced. Already knew. I'm just like, but now August, I'm like, that's when I found out, and I'm like, okay, now I know why certain things happen. But as far as you saying, oh yeah, you growing up being a thief or manipulating and stuff like that, I don't want to manipulate nobody. I want people to see me for who I am, and I see them for who they are.
But you don't.
What?
But you don't. Because the thing is, you can't just say, okay, I lied, y'all. Because that's going to bring forth the other energy.
But I don't believe I'm lying.
But you do. You know that
I
you're
swear
lying.
in my life, I don't believe I'm lying. And I swear to God,
know that you're lying.
I'm not lying. I don't believe I'm lying. I believe I'm telling the truth. Like I said, I still got to do the DNA step. I'll take the steps necessary.
You said your name is Love. Where'd you hear that at?
Love Lila Houghton.
Mm-hmm. Where'd you hear that at?
Growing up, I always called myself Love or my rap name or things like that. And then the psychic helped me with that too. I don't know if you can read on that name or...
You're a liar. And you're a manipulator.
Look, I have lied before, but I do take ownership. I don't feel like I'm lying. This is what I believe in. I feel like people think, oh, you're trying to get clout. I feel like it's a lot of many ways to get clout. It's a many ways to get clout and many ways to get viral. I don't feel like I'm lying. You saying that I'm lying on people. I genuinely believe Ali is my mom and Robert Kelly's my dad. Because I remember seeing him.
And like, even with today, like, you know who I am. You know the work that I do. And the hype about you has gone down. And this would just be another way for your hype to escalate back up. And again, that's why
video live
it was.
You don't have to put this out because I already had. You can put it out or you don't put it out.
We could do it on live. That was your word. Yeah. You said we could do it live.
Because I don't have nothing to hide. I don't have nothing to hide.
Me either. And I have no reason to lie.
And I also have a different reading prior to you that's stating what I'm saying is facts. But it's not facts until I get the evidence out. So I'm going to still have to do that part.
Right.
So I'm just like, it feels like for me, like for knowing them and then hearing this, even though I am spiritual too, I already knew it wasn't going to go the way I'm thinking. But I'm like,
you were okay with that. You were okay with knowing that it wouldn't go that way because
that's my spiritual intuition told me. But I'm like, I don't have nothing to hide. If it's some parts that is true or some parts that's not, I'm still going to follow through because that's what I said to you. I don't want to cancel on you. And this is what it's something God's going to still bring us together for me to learn whatever I have to learn. And if you're saying I've been sexually assaulted, that's what I want to know too. Because you say, oh yeah, you know that and you're lying about it. And I'm like, I don't remember. I used to be thinking like I didn't, nothing happened to me. Everybody else something happened to them. And then I'm like, okay, but having the evidence of maybe that miscarriage, and I'm like, okay, that's to signify something that I should have already knew, but I don't remember.
So have you ever had to see a mental health physician?
No, not that I know of. Back in the kids, I don't know what happened to me.
I mean, as an adult, have you had to be like? Did you check yourself into a mental hospital? Have you ever been seen by a mental health doctor?
I had talked to my therapist, and then after I went viral, they put me into a mental hospital. So for like a psychiatrist, that's my first time. I'm not sure if anything happened that I don't remember, like a shock therapy or something happened that I don't know what my hidden memories, the forgotten memories. I can't take account for those. So maybe if there's something I done that I don't remember and I done it that times I don't remember, Maybe that's true. I'm not sure. But for me, this consciousness, I don't remember that.
Okay.
So, like,
So I
I
want you to
wouldn't.
just hear me when I say,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say something. I want you to hear me. So
Hmm.
I do a lot of interviews with those who have crossed over and passed away.
Yeah.
And I did an interview with Aaliyah. There was a
Yeah.
question where she was very specific to say she doesn't have any children.
Mm. That's what she said. Would you ever tap into her now?
Absolutely. You're not her daughter.
I don't know, because that kind of made me sad. If you really did talk to her, and that's
Yeah,
what she said
absolutely.
specifically. Was this
Specifically,
recently?
and this was like 3 years ago. This is 3 years ago. So even in the right now, I have to tell you, you're not her daughter.
I believe I am, but I don't know if she. I'm not sure. Still need proof myself, because I'm not saying. I still need to find out. That's what I said. I still remember her. I don't know why I remember her. That's prior before I even got around Zama or Nana, and I still remember Robert and Wayburn.
Listen, I'm gonna be very honest with you. The child that Aaliyah was once pregnant with was a son. The child was sacrificed. The child did not even make it
Mhm.
outside of her 6th month of pregnancy. She does not have any living children. You are not her daughter.
And then my psychic also, my other one confirmed. I'm not trying to compare you and him or you, because
There
I feel
is no
like you
comparison.
are
There's nobody
spiritual
that
aware
walks this
in
walk like
some
I walk.
aspects. Huh?
There's nobody that walks this walk like I walk it. So I'm okay with you saying that. My work is proven.
And so is that person too. And it's two other people saying,
You're not
confirming
her
for me
daughter.
too.
You're not her daughter, and you know that.
I believe I am, because why none of the Halton said came out and said no. And this, I'm not trying to use this moment like to go online. I just feel like maybe you, I don't know, but I knew in my intuition, I already knew. I was expecting it, so, but I also believe that you was here to shed light on what might have happened to me as a kid. I can't confirm that or not
And
because I
I
don't
am,
remember.
and I have. And I want you to understand that. There is a lack of acceptance of who you are, where you come from, and you're not her daughter. The child she was pregnant with was a son. That child is not living. I understand. And I understand the
I can't
love
tell
that
you what
you
you've
have
seen or
for her.
heard. I can't speak on that. I
I
can only know
understand
what
the
I
love
know.
that you have for her. I understand that you talk to her. I understand. I get it. I understand it.
I'm gonna still go out and give my proof. I did write Robert a letter. We'll see when if he responds back or not. Because I still remember meeting him and him being my dad and him singing "I Believe I Can Fly" to me before I even heard it on the radio. I don't think I heard it on the radio until I got older. But
The
and
one
I
thing that
believe,
lets me know that they're not your parents is because you're a twin.
huh?
You're a twin.
I don't believe he's my twin. I believe I'm in 2 years older than him.
Mhm.
We can do a DNA test too. The thing is, I've been asking these people, but they want to act like they want to do it, but they don't want to do it.
I understand. Whatever proof you feel like you need, I hope you receive it,
Mm-hmm.
because the mental instability that's happening is not healthy. You have your whole life to live. You can't live your life in the shadow of someone that you, because you love her. I understand that you love her.
As a mother way, before last year, I liked her music. And that was it. She just reminded me of the mom that I lost it. That's as far as it went.
I hear you. I know that you're lying. So I don't know where else we're going to go because I know that you're lying. You know that you're lying.
I'm not lying.
You know
I'm
that
not lying.
she's not your mom. You know she's not your mom.
And I know she is.
That's beautiful. She
I
isn't.
know she is.
She isn't, though.
I'm going to get proof.
I understand.
I'm going to get proof.
I understand. And I really hope that you do. And when you receive the information that I'm giving to you, I hope that you're able to accept it at that time so you can move forward in your life as an adult woman who needs to find herself in a greater space than what you are in right now. Because you don't have to do this to stand in the light that belongs to you.
What do you say?
I said you don't have to stand in this to be great.
I know. This is my parents, this situation. It's because I want to know who I am. You might not believe it. Some people might not believe it.
You knew who you were already.
Actually, when I thought I did, before of August last year, I would have thought I was Ghanaian, and it proven I'm not in my ancestry test. All these things I would have never questioned. I would have thought I knew who I was. I went on the internet on my videos saying who I thought my biological parent was before them on my YouTube a few years ago. I was so adamant. I thought I knew who I was.
Begin to remember that you had been with Robert Kelly and Aaliyah was your mom. When did you begin to remember that?
With Robert R. Kelly, my dad, I always refer to him like my first dad before he switched. But I'm like, after all the things he did, I'm like, and then him not coming back to visit me on Wayburn, I just, I shut him out. And with music, I'm still learning to this day what his music was, because I was adamant about not listening to him even as a kid, because I heard from my teachers what they said about him, my dad. So I just stopped, and then now I'm learning it now. I just knew his reputation about the video, but I also remember him being in Wayburn and our visits together.
You've had such a tumultuous upbringing, from the abuse and the neglect and the things that you've done, and the ways that you've shown up to people, the manipulation and the lying.
Because you keep saying that, like, I try not to steal or anything. I haven't done that since 2004. That's a long time. When others around me try to do it, I can try to convince them not to do it.
How old were you in 2004?
The 1995 year, that's 2000. I mean, that's 9. But if I was 11, maybe 10 or 11, in 93.
I don't know exactly what you were hoping to accomplish, but you're a liar. And you're a manipulator, and you can't manipulate me.
You can't manipulate me now.
I don't want to. You came to me.
Yeah. Because I feel like maybe you'll be able to do an accurate reading on me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still trying to give you a chance for it. And
You're
then
not
you say, oh, yeah,
because
certain things that I know for a fact And then you say, oh, yeah, you've been sexually abused, but you know about it already. And you pretend like, no. I'm still learning, like, finding out things about me. Whatever I forgot is probably what I forgot. Like I can't. People telling me I forgot something or something terrible happened to me. You confirmed some of it too, but you're saying I knew that, but I didn't know that, and I'm still trying to figure out who by who. And then you saying different ages. It started at 3 to 4.
3 to 5 years old you were.
3 to 5.
Let me tell you something. You were not just molested by one person. I do feel like whoever, like, I don't know if that's your brother or your stepbrother or whatever, there was a lot of shit going on in your house. Now, you can say that you don't remember beautiful gratitude, you don't remember it, understood, but you were also not the best child either. I'm just trying to be good and not put all of this shit out there.
No, you can put it out because I'm still not saying, and I'm still don't know what you're talking about.
I understand.
That you're trying to make it seem like, oh, I condone some of the stuff. Like, I remember when somebody tried to make me do something, I'm like, nah, that's not what we're supposed to do. And I thought that was the last time. So, and then you saying, like, nah. Because I know myself, like, I don't be trying to date nobody. I be trying to hold out for a lot of stuff. I'm not out there being friendly. I'm not like that. And you saying, oh, you was like that as a kid. That don't even make sense for me.
I said you're like what?
Oh, you was basically saying I was sexualized, or I was doing that too, and that don't even make sense for me because I don't do none of that now. I never remember doing that then. But if they're saying it's something I don't remember, it might be something I don't remember. My mind is open to a lot of things, but I just know from what my standpoint is this now.
When you and Jaguar Wright first called me, right? You both were saying things as if, and saying things like you were sex trafficked. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
What's the story of that?
The adopted sisters gave me some like, like a roofie type, and they let a celebrity touch me, and he put that in his songs.
Who's the adopted sisters? The sisters you grew up with?
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying, and then he's a.
And so they made you what? They made you touch them, or they made you touch other siblings?
Did they? That's what you're asking, or that's what you're saying?
That's what I'm asking you.
I remember one of them tried to around like 2002 or 3, and I told her no, like we're not supposed to do that. But I don't remember anything else. I thought that was like the last instance of weirdo shit I seen from her. But if you're saying more things happened,
then you were sex trafficked after that?
After what, 7, 8, or 9?
Yeah.
I'm not sure because as far as what I'm talking about with that guy, this was like I would say 25.
What do you consider sex trafficked?
Sex trafficked as far as somebody's getting paid for that one person, whether they're a child or a dog, for somebody, and then they've been doing things like that. So I felt like, so for him specifically, I thought that was my adult life. I was just saying I thought I didn't get touched as a kid, but I didn't. But it's something that y'all know more than I know about. So, because if you're saying something and then somebody said I forgot something, it's something I want to remember.
Your adoptive older sister did sex traffic you. Like, in what capacity? In what way?
I would say she knew the guy. She put something in my drink, and then I was sleeping, and then she let him in. And then in one instance, I have evidence. I don't have evidence. It just he did it again because I was in my period, and then I remember like somebody being there, and I couldn't move, and then all of a sudden it was blood near the pillow in my face by somebody else's fingerprints. So I'm just saying like that I remember, and how he's a narcissist, so he just brags about it. But as far as kid, I can't say anything from as my kid or teenage ways because I don't remember that. But I don't know if it's like.
You became Lagena because you did not like being Angela, because Angela had all this fucked up shit happen to her. Angela had all of these different things. She was and is this person who you don't like, and you're not able to, like, you're trying to disconnect from that energy of who you were growing up. And
No,
like I
I
said,
just
there was a lot of sexual abuse that took place, and there was a lot of
the
sexual
reason.
abuse that you enacted in, whether you wanted to or not. But there was a lot of fighting, there was a lot of molestation, there was a lot of abuse, there was a lot of neglect. The woman, your mother, was very neglectful and very hateful. Okay, and I'm just going to say it that way. There was like a disassociation with you, with Angela, within yourself. And
The
then
reason.
because you were not accepting of who you are, that's when you started to lie. This is not the first time you've done this. This is not the first time you've done this. You did this shit probably like at 12, between 12 and 15 years old. You would lie about who you was, and you would lie about your hair and how long your hair was and how your hair had been cut. Like, you would lie about different things, and you would steal and take things from people. Like, this was your disassociation, and they would move you from house to house for whatever reason. And inside of that, like, you were still disassociated with yourself. And inside of that, like, then whatever happened. Okay, with the mental break coming into 2023, whatever that is, like, that mental break happened. And so inside of that, over the last like 5 years of you trying to get yourself out and just be seen and be accepted and do all of these different things, this was what, excuse me, catapulted you into the limelight. And so then when you were connected to Jaguar and you saw how this was bringing forth all of the attention that you wanted, you don't give a fuck if it's good attention or negative, because you're used to negative. They're
I
not.
changed my name from Lagena because people could find you by your real name. So that's why I changed it to Lagena. Because I still want to be connected to Angela. So I changed it so now I've been teaching me when I was younger as a kid, the internet and people that hack these people find you. So that's why I did it to Lagena.
It's a disassociation.
And go as far as the gold chains and gold ladder, it's a Yoruba practice. And as far as disassociate, like, the thing is, if you feel like I want attention, I could have just been so-called barred by doing anything else. It's easier to do that in this day and age.
You tried.
But what you think I'm really trying to claim people that I literally believe that they're my parents.
You do not.
Even if people didn't believe me and people wouldn't, I believe that.
You do not, and you just not going to stay. Like, this is one of the things that you do. Like, you've done this before growing up. Like, you've done this before, like, disassociating yourself with who you are.
I believe I did dissociate myself as a kid, but I believe in Nana was my parent. I mean, Nana and Zama as my parents. I believe that.
But they are your parents, and you know that.
It's proven Nana's not even my dad.
Okay.
And I thought he was. The thing is, I had genuine love for these people, even if they did things to me. I have forgiven them. But it's some things I guess something happened to me that I don't remember. I would have just vouched for, like, yeah, I didn't have nothing happen to me, such. I would have believed that. So maybe it's this form of dissociation there. I believe that. I did wear a wig before. In school before. So you're right about that. Like, some things you are, but it's the thing is, you talk about, oh yeah, you've been sexually assaulted, but you remember that. I don't remember none of that.
You just
say,
told me you lying.
You lying.
You just told me
not being sexually assaulted as a kid, no. And then you saying probably more than once, and probably started way young. That's news to me.
Yeah.
Like, if it's accurate, it's news to me too. Like, because the thing is, I wouldn't, like, how would they have the time to do that? As when I would have thought I had the best memories. Like, it's some things I still got to figure out with my own self. Yeah. But it's the reason why I believe that they're my parents. So I got to see it through. And if they not and it's proven, then it's
You're
proven.
seeing it through because
I
you don't
gotta
want
figure it
people
out.
to think that you're a liar. But I can
It's
guarantee
not
that
a.
if people came forward, they would say that this is not the first time you've disassociated and done things like this, where you made up things like about yourself and about who you are, where you come from. Like this is not the first time, and you, like I said, like you're very manipulative, and I understand it. So like I'm not gonna go round and round because you know, like they're not your fucking parents.
And I genuinely believe them.
She's already
Believe that
said
they
you're not
are.
her child.
I believe that I am.
You don't.
I believe that I am.
You don't. And you're
I
dangerous.
do. You keep saying I'm dangerous. Like, what I'm gonna do to people?
You're
I'm
a
not into
dangerous
stealing.
person. You're a dangerous person.
Dangerous person.
Yes. You're dangerous, and I've already told Genesis to
And
make
you're
sure.
dangerous too.
And you absolutely correct.
But I want to hurt people I care about. I'm not like that. And you talk about stealing from them and lying to them. I try to be genuinely, and I try to be genuine, and I try not to lie or steal.
But you're lying.
Like I
Right
can't account for
now.
any memories that I
You're
don't
lying
remember.
right
I don't know
now.
if it was a time in those memories that I done something that I just don't remember doing that.
You're lying right now.
I don't remember doing that. I believe some might be accurate. You're reading mine, but I believe some of them aren't. Like I just don't remember some of the things you're saying. I really don't. And then you saying, oh, some people that's gonna be like, oh yeah, they're gonna say something about you, but you're saying I'm sexually assaulted as a kid, and they're gonna tell you I haven't been. And me, I just don't know if I did, but people been saying it, so I really just don't know. But I will find out. It's not for clout. It is for I brought it to the end there because I felt like my life was in danger, and they were just gonna sweep it under the rug.
Who did you think who your life was in danger from?
The people that knew my parents, and also my ex.
When you say the people you knew as your parents, you mean your biological parents that you grew up with?
No. You're not gonna believe me.
So who were you in danger from?
The elites, the society, them people.
They were gonna do what? What were they gonna do? Because they know that you're not her daughter. They know that you're not his daughter.
They know
So
I
what are they
am.
gonna do?
They know I am, and people in the industry know.
Okay. Well, I wish you the best of luck with it all.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I am psychic and tool too, and I already knew that you wasn't gonna believe me and all that stuff too. But I don't have nothing to hide. I'm very genuine. I believe that they are my parents, and I'm gonna find out until proven otherwise. But I'm still on the journey to find out. And because up till last year, I would have just said Zama's my parent, mom, and Nana's my dad. And now we went in this rabbit hole, and I found out he's not. He's 100% Ghanaian. He's from Ghana. I thought I was. I came in there a few years ago saying I am.
So you
Because
and
that's what I thought it was. And now
Nana
my
had a blood
ancestry
test
said
done? You took a DNA
on
test
my,
with Nana?
no, my heritage. He's from Ghana, and instead I'm not even Ghanaian, I'm Nigerian. And him being African, he talks shit about Black Americans and Nigerian people specifically. So I would have just thought I was, I'm not, and it's proven I'm not. So now, okay, now.
I'm so sorry that your life is like this for you.
I'm trying to figure out who I am, and I do appreciate you because I did come to you for help. I came to her because I believe you're accurate in some regards. I don't know if it was the energy placed around me that you feel that way, maybe in them forgotten memories, I done something. I'm not sure. I'm not defeating because I don't believe my consciousness right now, but I don't even know what happened in the past all the way 100%. So maybe something happened when if it was like that and I did some shit. I'm not sure, but I just remember what I know now. I can't say what things 100% because people saying, oh yeah, you forgot something. And here I would have thought like, yeah, I didn't forget nothing. Nothing happened to me, such as a kid. But now 3 people saying something otherwise. No, actually 4 people saying, oh, something you've been abused and battered or some shit too. So now I got to figure that out too. I not trying to I'm just trying to find myself. But I'm being open too. I'm spiritually in tune too, so I knew that you was gonna tell me exactly what you was gonna tell me. But I also still need to learn some things from outside my own perspective. And you're helping. Okay, maybe it happened 3 to 4 to 5, and these other age ranges too. So now it's something for me to figure out. Even though my Bible law said not to go to the past, but I still feel like this is needed for me to move forward in my life. I still need to know like what happened to me and what justice I have to do for that. It's not for it like this. Like I know a lot of people do a lot of things for college now these days, but this is what I generally believe that they are. And I don't want to say that they are, but I don't know why I have memories of them. I don't know why I feel emotionally towards them. I just don't know why. I still got to figure out for myself. I'm not 100% of nothing, 100% sure. I'm not so sure if I was about the Zama and Nana from last year when I believed that they was, and I would have been telling people was telling me, are they not your parents? Da, da, da. And I'm like, nah, you lying, like da, da, da. But now I still got to find out who I am. And I do appreciate you for giving me more insight. So it probably happened when I was very, very young. And maybe they did drug me and make sure I didn't remember because I'm not with it. So maybe things happened to me while I was sleeping as a teenager too, or kids. I don't know if they did drug me. I know some people do weirdo shit like that. I do know like some instances I did fall asleep and then just wonder why I fell asleep and certain things. It do explain why my mind knowledge only having sex with one person, and then a few months later, I looked like I had a miscarriage when I wasn't sexually active prior to him. So it will make sense for that. So I'm still trying to figure out because in our community or in the world, people do grimy shit, and I still have to figure out maybe some shit. I just don't know. And I did lie before. I ain't gonna say I never lied before because I did, and I admit that. But for certain things that what I believe, this is what I believe, and this is just what I believe, and I have to see it through until whatever's proven. I'm just asking people for help because I feel like the spiritual world, they be able to get me closer to something, like as far as like explain some things that I don't have the evidence of, or they've been covered up to a point nobody be able to.
How many siblings do you have?
Huh?
How many siblings do you have?
Well, the people I was raised with, around 13. I was claiming them for a very, very long time, for a very long time, that I would have considered it. And then they did some personal things, or they said, oh, you're not my sister no more, certain things like that. Or Nana raised kids that wasn't his, or Zama did too, or he used to call Zama by her real name and Nana by her real name. And I'm like, why would you call your real parents by your real name? Like, that don't make no sense. And it's just certain things. I do believe I was sexually abused. You're the fourth spiritual in tune person that's basically hinting that I've been sexually abused. But I would have just thought like, oh, this never happened to me. I don't know if I've been hypnotized and they just made me forget certain things, or if I did cook up a whole different reality for me, like literally. But I'm trying to face myself and face my life. So I still got to learn so I can heal and move from this trauma and build. If you know me, I really am camera shy, but I do pose myself just so I can teach what I know about the occult knowledge, and that's what I should supposed to do. But I just don't know. But
So
as far as you
all
saying, oh,
13, all 13 your parents' children, or some of them adopted?
um, I already said the adopted ones. They are non-Azama kids. Yeah, they are non-Azama kids, but they're not all of them from each other. It's probably sure four, and then half others by other people, other women or other men.
So Zama, how many children does she have?
She had 9 or 8. I don't know.
Right. Well, I wish you the best.
Thank you, and I do appreciate you trying to help me. And I already knew what you felt about me before coming on here. It's not feeling like no cloud or media. I mean, about to go down. I don't know if you want me to share this or not, or
Go
I do
ahead.
appreciate you as far as helping me because it
Mhm.
does give me. You're the fourth person, so if I didn't believe I was sexually abused as a kid, now I'm more. Now I'm more. I'm more. I can confirm it more now. So you gave me different age range. I just don't remember it at all. I just because I was just. I don't know. I don't know, but my Bible law said it was something I wanted to forget, so maybe it was something I probably like, yeah, take my memory or something. I don't know. I don't know because I know people can get hypnotized, so I seen it with my own eyes. So I don't know if it was something like, okay, maybe she couldn't deal with this and then just hypnotize her. Maybe it was me that brought it up to them. I'm not sure. I don't know if it was a whole different personality I was back in the day or something happened. I'm not sure. I just know what this, I remember this time, this consciousness. Because I know
Out of
reality.
the out of the 8 or 9 children that belongs to Zama, how many of them did you grow up with?
Um, I would say four.
Right. So it's
Four.
5 of y'all in total, right? That you would have grown up with.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I grew up with them the most. The other ones I started growing with them like on and off, but like late teenage type. So so it was. I just only said them because that's when I remember being with them the most, or just yeah, my early developmental years around them. Um, but they would sometimes visit a lot, or I spend a night over their house a lot. They don't.
What is your older sister saying about you saying that she sex trafficked you?
Huh.
What did your older sister say about you saying that she sex trafficked you? Has she responded to that?
She didn't say nothing. I just know she be acting suspicious, like people be watching her. She said, yeah, people following me and you don't notice that car, or if something happened, like if I was interested in somebody, she was like, oh, why you ask this guy to come over? Um, some stuff might do something to me, and she's crying about it, or she's saying that certain people in there, like I just know weird things from her that happened to her, like her friends or the people she was dealing with that I feel like was her handlers. I remember just going home a different route, and then all of a sudden she texted me out the blue, like where you at? Like she knew, like she was watching me, so I could like watching my movement for somebody else. So it just felt iffy with her. And then another person said something happened to her, and things like as far as some like they trick. So I just know that they deal with sketchy people a lot. So I didn't take it seriously until like somebody from my one of my ex was mentioning me and saying make his songs and stuff like we were sleeping together and da, da, da. And I'm like, no, we didn't. And then you describing me and just talking about me, and then you saying little weird shit, and then tweeting about raping people. It just, I don't know.
Right.
So,
Understood. Well,
and I just know they was abused as a kid, so I know it's a
who
history.
was?
I just felt like majority all of them are actually the older adopted sisters, them, their cousins was, the other cousins was,
And you were
and
too.
then now the newer
And you were
ones.
too. And you were
Yeah,
too.
but there's, and then they talking about I wasn't. They're telling me like, yeah, nothing happened to her, nothing happened to her, but other people keep saying things happened to me. I don't remember it though, but you're the
Hmm.
fourth one that said something happened to you.
Right.
But I don't
Understood.
know if it's like a hypnosis and they're saying, oh yeah, this didn't happen to you, such, and that's what I believe now. I don't know. Because I believe now I was. I believe.
Well, again, I show gratitude for you coming on and reaching
I
out to
thank
me.
you. I already knew that you wasn't, but I believe that God put you in my path for a reason to further open light or shed light to what happened to me. I still don't remember, even though you think I did. I just don't remember it. But I believe something happened. I didn't think it was a kid when I was a kid, though. Like, I thought it was adult me, like late 20s, and I
Okay.
guess it's been
Well,
happening for a long time.
well, again, I appreciate you and looking forward to seeing and hearing your results, your test results.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank
Enjoy the
you.
rest of your night.
You too. Thank you.
Okay.
Greetings. Hold on. Wait. Ro is sleeping. Wait, you're still alive. Okay, I see the face. I see the face. I see the face. You okay, friend? I give gratitude for your patience, and I give gratitude for giving her the opportunity to be in a space, not in regards to the chat, because baby, let's talk about that after you get off the live. But giving her a space with you to express herself without feeling as though someone is chasing clout and without feeling disrespected. You came to her from a space of, this is the truth. Hold on to it if you want to. Don't if you don't. But we're not about to just ignore this. And yeah, she tried it, but your patience and your grace, I give gratitude. I give gratitude for the epitome of all that is you and how you express that. And I hope that some of the individuals in the chat that showed their ugliness tonight will utilize that as an example for how to be within these situations. Because she said everything that we would ever need to know in her behavior and her responses and the way she tried to cut you down at times to make herself feel a little bit more confident in her stance. She did all that herself. Well, go ahead, friend. Tell me what you feel.
Before I even did this today, it's very rare that Levy Knight comes to me, but Levy Knight came to me and said, I need you to handle this gingerly. I'm going to walk you through this. And I said, oh shit. Um, he said, this is a very tender thing because we don't want to cause an infraction or break even further.
Absolutely.
And so I did my best, and I decided to call you while still on the live because I don't want anybody to think, excuse me, because I'm not going to bash because I said what I said.
Mhm.
Um, like I said, this was a long time coming. And they were very specific with me today and said, you just tell her the truth and you
Mhm.
stand in your stance. And so that's where that is. So I just needed you to hear your words.
You did amazing. You did an
Gratitude.
amazing job. Like
Gratitude.
I'm there, like this is my friend. Like I said, I give so much gratitude to you because I know, but it's very true what Levy and I brought to you because what a lot of people don't understand, which is kind of surprising because many of them are probably laying right next to individuals that do the same thing or are having the same experience. When you've had high levels of trauma, there are times where you have faulty memory. There are times where you have disassociation. And if you don't have people who are holding you accountable without giving you ammunition to fight or fire back with, it is easy for you to convince yourself that the delusion that you are living is a reality. And so as repetition occurs in how she's responding, it's really her saying, and you know when people be like, are you trying to convince me or are you trying to convince yourself? These are all ways that people, from my experience, I've seen people with a lot of trauma, and I agree absolutely with you. I can only imagine what you have seen in regards to her journey. But people with a lot of trauma, these are telltale signs. I learned this in therapy as well. Because there are individuals I was around that I'd be like, oh, you don't remember, you don't remember. Well, I have an idea of it. But when the therapist had broken it down to me, it was so intact with what you've shown and what you've said tonight, especially how to deal with individuals that have that level of trauma. Now, I will say something since I'm on the live, and I just want a moment more, right? For the individuals that were bringing up like the colorism and the this must be Sealy's
Her
daughter.
skin tone is absolutely beautiful.
Listen, but it was the comments about being Miss Sealy's daughter, Whoopi Goldberg's relative, you ugly AF. You got some work to do. Because let me tell you something that's so funny. Regina wasn't the only one who showed her truth tonight. She was not the only one. And everyone has to be held accountable in their ugliness.
How could you be a Melanite and dog somebody from being a Melanite? Because her authenticity of her melanin is absolutely beautiful and it reaches deep.
Mm-hmm.
But her skin complexion is absolutely beautiful.
Absolutely. The whole African Pinocchio comment and all of those things, gather yourselves, individuals in the chat, and sit down and do
Those are
some work.
horrible people that don't know their own stance inside of their own lives. They judge people from a place behind a computer screen and telephone screen and would never stand alone and say these things to someone. See, those are the kind of people that would be needed. Hey, y'all, lit, yeah. But you would not say that to someone one on one because you would not have that kind of backing or ammunition to do so. And so those kind of people need to stand with a group of people. Those are not individuals.
Ashay, absolutely. Absolutely. Maria, you did so good. Let me just tell you, I can't wait to start squealing and screaming when I get on the phone because you did such an incredible job.
Gratitude, friend.
And I love the way you brought it back around with the notes and just had her validation. I love you.
I love you too.
Anymore.
All right. I'll talk to you in a minute.
Okay, gratitude.
All right. Peace. So even before I began, for those who were not on here, I immediately said that she's to be respected. And you know what I mean? those kind of people who say ugly shit are the same people who would never be able to stand in their own truth, and would never be able to stand one on one and just be that kind of nasty motherfucker to anyone. You know what I mean? They always would need backing. They need to have other people so other people can see and hear the nastiness that they are spewing, and therefore that is kind of what's wrong with the community anyway. Therefore that is kind of the kind of like vulture culture that's happening, and hoping that someone will see it, like it. Oh, I have 200 likes on this fucked up comment about somebody, when really in reality you hate your own reality. And if you could stand in your own shit, and see what it is that you don't want nobody else to see, you would sit quietly, and probably should sit quietly. um, So whatever is happening with Miss Gold, um, I wish her most luck with all of it, and gratitude to everyone that came on and just to actually see and hear, understand what was happening. So I send gratitude to all of the positive vibes that were here. Much love, everyone. Peace.